As of starting this recording, it is 8:54 p.m. and we're going to be talking about gaming, like why gaming isn't bad.
I'm back.
This is my friend's brother. This is his name is Carson. Say hi.
Hi.
This is his first appearance on the channel. Probably won't be the last.
But this might be cut out, so.
Probably not. I'm going to zoom into your face the whole time. Yeah.
Okay, Casey's back.
Close the door when you're not, Carson.
Thank you. Alright. Alright, we're back. Wait, no, I'm gonna snap and it's gonna be there. We're back. He's back. He got a Coke.
I got a Coke.
You're drinking it.
I'm drinking it. Yeah, that'll be a thing. I'll just drink in all the videos.
But yeah, so just to reiterate, we're gonna be talking about games and why they don't suck. Now, the first thing I want to address,
Maybe why they do.
and also why they could. We're gonna be looking at both sides of the spectrum. First of all, we want to touch upon why we don't feel like gaming is like. Okay, I went to see my doctor 5 days ago or 4 days ago maybe, and she asked me about some of my hobbies, and I told her that I like to game. And as soon as I told her
that was a hobby.
Yeah, gaming, like video games.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Now are you
I don't
hating on me?
No, yeah. When I think of hobby, I just think of like basketball or like I don't know, football.
Well, because it's active.
Yeah.
Is it playing the guitar a hobby?
Yes.
I'm just playing with the controller.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, so I told her that my hobby was playing video games or gaming, and she just as soon as I said that, she just looked at me immediately and was like, "No,
that's terrible."
Yeah, she was like, "You're rotting your brain." She was like, "Can you tell the difference between gaming and reality?" And I was like, "Yeah, this isn't a game." And she just gave me the dirtiest. Like, I wasn't trying to be smart ass, but it came out like that. I was like, "Oh, this isn't a game." But this is one thing that if you're not a gamer, we know what a game is, right? Like, we're not some. I don't want to be offensive with how I say this. We don't have when we go into a game, we know it's a game, and for most people, for I would say 95% of the gaming community, we know that it's not if we win $1 million in the game, it's not like, hey, we're rich,
Yeah, I want to say there's people who they actually do get addicted to games, really addicted, genuinely addicted. But yeah, so there's some people who genuinely get addicted to video games, and it's bad. Obviously, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people generalize, and they think that pretty much everyone who plays games is addicted. Anthony and I, we have Xbox One. I've had PS4 before. I don't know about you, but I've been playing Xbox since Xbox original.
Yeah.
And especially now, Anthony and I and other friends, we play pretty much every day. That doesn't mean that we're addicted. A lot of people think that.
Well, because just like someone will, when they're bored, read a book, or over the summer especially, the reason why we've been playing every day is because we're bored. Well, there's nothing to do.
Not only is it a way to cope with boredom, but also especially since Anthony is going. Oh, actually, you're not gonna have an Xbox. I'm stupid. But it's a way to communicate. Yeah.
Because
it's a way to communicate, because you can't if. Okay, so not only people also generalize. They say being online on Xbox or on a console all day, you're not getting out. You're not being social. You can be very social on Xbox. There's so many ways. Mm-hmm. But if you're not familiar with any consoles or whatever, you can plug in headphones and talk to people online. Anthony and I do that, obviously, and you can be social. You can be. Well,
and especially over a school year. Especially, I go to a school that's very far away from his high school. Our high schools are practically across
the world, pretty much.
Yeah, they are across the world of Arizona. And because of that, I barely get to see him. I get to see his brother a little bit. He was just in the video. He goes to my school, but when I don't get to see him, it's more enjoyable to be able to just sit down and kind of have fun and be able to just enjoy the time I have with him. So that like it's just a way to meet each other. And I think there's a fine line between you like video games and you're addicted to video games. Now, right now, I'm gonna, if I can, I want to edit in, or we want to edit in, a clip of someone who is addicted to video games.
Pac-Man just gives me this feeling of giddiness, like there's all these tingles running up and down my nipples, and it's just this wonderful thing, like, hey, look, it's Pac-Man.
What we're trying to lean at is this guy that we just showed, or we didn't. He is basically addicted to Pac-Man. And he refers to the Pac-Man as the Great Yellow One, I believe. And he like runs into the arcade shop, shakes the machine, and like just like that's unhealthy. But I think there's different reasons for that. Like people cope with stress and loss in very different ways. And whether you're someone who goes through depression or you're that guy who just attaches to a video game because it's the only thing he has left, it's just like video games can be a coping mechanism as well.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, because it's not even like sometimes, and not in a bad way. I mean, it could be in a bad way, depression or whatever it may be, but in a bad way or not, your life may suck sometimes. Like you said, it's a way to cope with stress.
Yeah.
Playing games is a way to be in a world where you can be or can do things you couldn't do in the normal world. And that's obviously, like, there's limits to that, I guess. Because, like, there's, obviously, like I just said, it's a coping mechanism. But, like, there's games like GTA 5. If you're not familiar with GTA, it's Grand Theft Auto 5. The title is Grand Theft Auto 5. It's a really violent game. It's basically, you know, killing people, stealing cars, Grand Theft Auto. You know, it's an extremely violent game. There's been videos of kids who go crazy playing these games, and like they're genuinely addicted. They can't get off their bed or their couch or wherever, and they're just playing these games. And some, I don't know how many kids this has happened to, but apparently some kids have started school shootings or started bad behavior because of the games they're playing.
Well, but the only thing I want to say about that is you have the media, so like news anchors or just like news companies, and they point solely at video games, and they say this video game is violent, this video game it shows explosions and you can murder people and everything like that, and this is wrong, this is why school shootings are happening. But do they ever touch upon movies? Do they ever touch upon how there is literally a Marvel movie that kids can watch where a big purple dude snaps and kills half the world? Why is that not like...
They just spoiled it.
No.
Maybe some people haven't seen it. No, I'm kidding.
I mean...
Everyone's seen it by now.
At this point, if they haven't seen it, I don't care. Sorry about that. But it's also like the smallest point in the movie. Anyway, this big purple dude snaps and kills half of the world, okay? I want to point that out. There are movies where, like, people are just dying. Like, I can't think of any offhand, but there's literally movies where people just die on screen. Like, especially, like, World War Z or something like that, where there's just massive murders. Or, like, Walking Dead. Walking Dead is the whole thing is just killing humans. And whether it's zombies or not, it doesn't matter, because you could argue that, oh, they're zombies, it doesn't matter, and you could argue that, oh, the people you're killing in game are AIs. Like I will say, I play GTA and I murder people in the game, but I'm not gonna go and murder someone outside because I'm sane. Like, I don't get off the game and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a gun and kill some people because it doesn't matter. I can just escape the cops. Like, it doesn't. And there's if you can't differentiate the game world from the reality of real world, then that's not a problem with the video games. That's a problem with the person,
yeah.
And like that delves into mental health issues. And I also want to point out, a lot of these kids who are playing GTA are playing them either unsupervised, like the parents don't know. They're underage.
If it's a kid who's getting, if it's a kid who's getting addicted to a game like GTA or something, it's not always like entirely their fault. Like it
'Cause you
could
have
be
parents.
it could be bad parenting because their parents need to be watching for that.
And you have parents who aren't
There's,
stepping in as parents, and they're to blame for it as well. But like kids' minds are so easily manipulated that video games can do that. So, I guess from my understanding, I'm not saying video games are amazing. And you could kind of add in if you agree or disagree. Video games aren't amazing, and I think that for some ages, for some mental health people, people who are easily manipulated, stuff like that, they shouldn't be playing. But at the same time, I don't think games are outright terrible. I think that it should be something that is monitored, just like GTA is an R-rated game. Like you can't play it if you're a certain age. My mom bought it for me because she knows I'm mature enough to play it, even though I'm not 18. But kids who are like 12 or 13 shouldn't really be playing the game.
I just want to say also that a lot of people think like games are bad because of reasons like that you're just sitting like down all day, being like inactive, which I guess is kind of true. You're not really getting a workout or anything, unless you want to argue that you're working out your hands.
Oh, yeah, you that's another argument for a different day.
You can. Okay, so these people think that games are bad because you're just sitting down doing nothing all day. That is kind of true, but you are getting like lessons out of these things. Like know it or not, like you don't really think about it. You're just playing, having fun. But even something as simple, obviously there's more detailed examples, especially with games. But something as simple as talking to someone while playing a game, that is multitasking. Again, that's kind of simple. I'm sure everyone, well, not everyone.
Yeah.
If it's a hard game, you stop talking sometimes.
And I would say that something I've learned is Skyping and FaceTiming can be very, very awkward because there's, and this is something even super subtle, there's a delay when you speak. And for me, I've gotten to know how that works. And I've also gotten to know how technology works because of playing online.
Yeah,
and that aids if you work with technology at school, that helps you to know what to do.
Yeah, there's so many lessons with the games that a lot of people don't even think about, especially people who play. They don't really think about it. I can't even really think of a good one right now.
Well, like The Legend of Zelda, I've been playing a lot of that. And in that game, there's a lot of problem solving. So they'll give you a riddle, and they'll say, you need to figure out what this is. And that forces your brain to use a part of it that you're not used to using. And this is something, like schools do this to teach you. And if you have young kids who are playing The Legend of Zelda, there's one side that could say, oh, they're sitting down, they're watching a game, they're not learning anything. And there's another side that could say, no, like they're
having
learning
fun and problem solving.
Yeah, they're having fun and they're problem solving. And people also don't think, like, there are games that are educational. Like, there are educational video games.
Example, Minecraft. They brought out an educational.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just so many things that people don't really realize about playing games. Like I said before, even people who play games, you don't really think about it. But you do learn a lot of things. Like just simple things, or sometimes more complex things. No matter what game you might be playing, like even if you're playing Black Ops 4 or which Black Ops 2 Zombies,
yeah,
you're running around grabbing guns,
managing money.
I was gonna say you're working with money, but so know it or not, you're working your brain. Even just running around figuring out what to do, you're working your. So
well, and also for me, it's kind of funny. One of the reasons why I got into video games is because of a health problem I had. I the whole left side of my body shut down when I was little, and to work on my hand-eye coordination, so being able to look at something and do like using your hands and your eyes together, I use video games as a way to do that. And your hand-eye coordination. So, for instance, in Black Ops 4 or whatever, aiming is hand-eye coordination, like the I don't know. The biggest amount of hand-eye coordination that you can do, and like that helped me. Like I am benefiting from playing video games at the age I am at now because I learned hand-eye coordination from a video game. So I think at the end of the day, whether you support video games or you don't support video games, just look at both sides, because I think we've genuinely looked at both sides of the coin. We've recognized why they're bad, why they can be bad.
Yeah, because they can. A lot of people say that they're like even not even gaming, but just looking at a screen is bad for your eyes, which is true in some cases. I mean, I guess it is kind of bad to look at a screen, but it's not like like I said, I've literally been playing Xbox since it like came out. I started with the Xbox original, we're all the way up at Xbox One. So I've been playing for God knows how long. I've obviously been having, computers, phones, all that stuff. My eyes literally don't suck. Like, I'm fine. 20/20 vision.
Yeah.
You can't. So I mean, it might be bad for your eyes, but it's really like not that terrible.
Yeah. And
It's
if you're
like, sorry,
okay.
I was just gonna say it's like oxygen, kind of. Like if you didn't know this, oxygen is actually killing you, but like so slowly. Like it's so slow that it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. It might be damaging your eyes, but like it really doesn't make a difference at all.
Yeah, and I was gonna say at the end of the day, your eyes are getting damaged by the rays of the sun. Like when you're walking like down the road and there's like a reflection of the sun that hits you in the eye, that damages your eye. And I sit on a computer screen probably during the school year like 10 hours a day. And I'm not like right now. I'm sitting in front of a computer screen. Sitting at school on a computer is no different than playing a PC game at home. And to be quite honest, a lot of times I'm learning more playing video games than I am.
I would even say playing a PC game or an Xbox, whatever you might be doing. Playing a game would be better because. I mean, I'm not saying playing a game would be better than doing school because I'm sure it actually. Well, whatever. You know what I mean.
I think everything is good in moderation. If you are at school thinking about wanting to go home and play Xbox, and I'm not saying like just kind of sitting at school dozing off for a little bit being like, I want to play, insert game here. But I think it's very, very important to kind of watch how it makes you feel, because in terms of me, I don't feel that I'm addicted because I can go to school and focus and be fine. I can come home and do homework and be fine I don't have to. I think if you have to take a break from homework and immediately go and do it like Xbox or PS4 or PC, whatever you do, if it's something where you can't function without playing it, that's a problem.
That's when you're addicted. Because if you can, I don't really have anything to say. Basically, what you said, just. If you can last without like having to play a game, having to play a game, then you're fine. But if you like have to play a game, then you're just that might be like a point where it's an addiction, where like you just can't focus at school because all you're thinking about games. I mean, I've had that before, so I'm not saying that that's when you're addicted because that's not.
If it's like every day. For you, like every day you're sitting there and your grades are dropping because of it, and it's not like a couple days where it's like, I want to play Xbox.
And you get home and instead of doing homework or what you're supposed to be doing, you're instead playing games. That might be.
Or I've had friends who stayed home because just to play a game because they wanted to finish something.
Which by the way, this is terrible parenting. There's people who their parents literally don't care, and they will straight up say to them, I just don't want to go to school today, and their parents will let them stay home and they play games, which is just terrible. But then there's also people who are able to convince their parents that they're sick. Either way, staying home to play games, that's an addiction.
I think if you put gaming over more important things like school, if you consider gaming better, or it's like I want a game and don't care about a test, then there's a problem. But as long as I think anything in moderation is okay. So yes, you can get addicted to gaming, just like you could probably get addicted to horses. Inside joke. Or you can get addicted to music. I remember for like half of last year, I literally, I felt like I got addicted to music because while I was doing essays, I would blast it in my ears, and I would just be sitting there for like 10 minutes straight, getting like one sentence down because I couldn't focus because I was listening to music.
That so much.
And I want to listen to music, but at a certain point, I told myself, no, I can't. I need to do my essay, and I did it. And I think that if you can have that. If you can have that self-control, then it's really important. I would say just kind of close this video off.
Gaming's not terrible.
But it can be... Just like everything, you need to be careful with it. Don't just...
And it's not like... that sounds like kind of dramatic. It's not like super like, oh, hazardous. Don't play games. Be super careful. Like it's hard. It's genuinely hard to get addicted to games.
Yeah, because we've been playing for like I've been playing and he's been playing for like video games in general. I would say 12 years of my life, just gaming on and off, and I'm not addicted at all. Like I've literally gone for my freshman year of high school, which was a year ago. So like when I was 16, because I'm 17 right now. I went the whole year without touching my Xbox, and that is after like 10 years of playing. Like after all those years of playing, I cut myself off for a year and went away from it, focused on school, and then came back. If you could do that, then you're totally fine. Like I would say just to kind of test it, if you wanted to just take a week from playing Xbox, like especially during the school year.
And obviously, it's not going to be like you shouldn't feel anything. Like you obviously you're going to want to play. That doesn't mean you're addicted. If like it's so bad that like you have to play, like you have to. That's bad, but.
Like, if you feel like you can't fight the feeling, that's literally the definition of an addiction. It's something that is, the urge is so strong you can't stop it, and you end up, even though you feel terrible about it, playing anyway. That's an addiction. And if that's how you feel, I would say seek help. I know it's stupid, but, like, I saw some kid who like, went in because he was addicted to Fortnite, and, like, got help for it, and now he's fine. But, like, that's something that may seem stupid, but it can ruin your life. You may grow up and figure out that, like, your life is ruined because all you could do is play a Fortnite or something like that.
Games can be bad, but it's hard for them to be. If you're smart and you pace yourself in good ways, not pace yourself as in don't play every day. You can play every day. Just, do what you're supposed to get done.
Yeah. Now, as long as you don't have anything else to say, I kind of wanted to say some things about the channel.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Maybe I'll add on. I might have ideas on it.
Yeah. So, we are, as you can probably tell from this video, we, or I, or whoever, depending on who, at that time, we're going to be editing now. And I will try to keep that up over the school year. The editing for right now is going to be, like, kind of, like, it's going to be a lot better.
If you watched, well, actually, honestly, I don't even know if this video is going to be out already or if it's going to be out after this. But either way, there will be a video coming out, or that is out, that will be called Going Off Track with Casey Perkins. So basically, it's not my first time editing. It's not his first time editing.
Yeah. But
we just haven't edited, or on this channel, he hasn't edited. So we kind of went over the top on that, but it's fun.
And we were kind of just trying to learn. We just got a new editing software. We're trying to figure out how it works. The reason why it's not up yet is because we're having trouble with it. So it may come out after this video. It may come out after 10 videos. I don't know, but it will come out.
Video. Probably not before this video.
No, it most likely it'll come out after. But just so you know, like, the editing on this channel is going to be back and forth because I may use it's Filmora, right?
Yeah, and so I will say, literally, I don't know why I said literally because that has nothing to do with my sentence. Anthony and I are together, not trying to be like, I'm not trying to flex or like or.
Like, can you phrase that differently? 'Cause it sounds like we're dating. Anthony and I are together.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Anthony and I have been hanging out at each other's houses in a non-sexual way for 3 days now. So past few, I guess, just the videos we've been doing. And again, not trying to flex and not trying to be rude, but I have a little bit more editing experience than Anthony, so I'm helping him edit. I'm
basically learning from. I'm his apprentice. I'm his apprentice when it comes to editing, and he's teaching me. And we're using Filmora as of right now, but we're using his account. We can't figure out how to get his account to my account so that I can use it.
It's just confusing.
So we're trying to figure that out. So
basically, what I was going to say was the editing might be all over the place in the sense that sometimes it might be better, sometimes it might be worse.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, basically all the editing plans on this channel is just cuts and some zoom-ins on things that we want to zoom in on.
Like, we're not going to and it may be different for, like, if I end up doing, like, a reaction, which I want to start doing reactions, like a reaction to, like people who are addicted to gaming, something like that. Like, I feel like that'd be fun. But in terms of just these, I think these are important that we try and get all of our words across. And I stated in a past video, I don't like cutting. I like to leave in all the like raw, nice, non-smelted content, juicy content. And I think if there's a lot cut, people like me would be like, why is everything cut? Like, I want to hear what you guys have to say. So we're going to leave it to, if there's parts where it just goes silent for a little bit, we're going to cut.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah. And then for like, what I want to do is for the videos where it's just us, like, talking about, what's the name of it?
Going off track.
Yeah. So I'm going to do like it's going to be called the Going Off Track.
So, yeah, for the Going Off Track series, we're doing a lot of cuts because there's a lot. Obviously, we go off track.
Because we ended up recording for at least like an hour and a half.
And a lot of it was just like terrible footage. Like, we just sucked. But just because we're like, we bring up something and then we're not thinking about it, we're just talking. And we're editing, we're like, wow, this is terrible. Why we start talking about
it'll go from like talking about your teacher to like talking about burritos. And it's like, I don't want to leave that in there because it makes no sense.
Although that video does not make sense.
Yeah, and what I want to do is pick a topic, whether I've talked about it or not. For the video that's coming out with him, we're talking about feminism, and we're trying to stay like around the basis of feminism, and then we kind of go off track a little bit, but
a little bit,
a lot. We go off track a lot, but we try and stay in the boundaries of feminism, like we talk about. Well, I'm not gonna. You can watch it if you want to see what happened, but yeah.
Main conclusion: games can be bad. They also cannot be bad. So
yeah. That well said. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna upload at least once a week, most likely more if I can. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.